What is going on to you, Taurus, out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So for you, Taurus, you have the Knight of Swords, the Moon, and you, Taurus, have the Five of Swords. Quite ironic, considering that Taurus is exalted in the Moon as the Moon sign, but okay, right? You drink milk at night to help you to sleep, but okay, right? How ironic. Anyway, the Knight of Swords and the Moon card, right? Okay. So a lot of you, Taurus, are ghosting. Um, this person is thinking that they're ghosting you. You, Taurus, tried to hit this person up, try to find out what type of time they're on, because you actually bringing value to the table. You're trying to get to know them better. And the Moon and the Five of Swords is about them playing games with you. Then, because the truth is, they're not really serious about not just you, anyone. They're not really serious about being in a relationship. This is why it is I say yet again, when you talk is cheap. You know, when you put people in situations, what are they going to do with that? You know, what are they really going to do with that? Talk is cheap. You dig what I'm saying? So because I understand that talk is cheap, a person can seem like they're confident at first, no matter what. But then when they're put in situations where, like how you, Taurus, put them in a situation where you're calling them, trying to get to know them better, or you're applying pressure the correct way, right? You're not really applying pressure. You're just showing up the way that you need to show up. They really don't know how to deal with this. They're not really ready for this. They are accustomed to fast, microwavable, so to speak, romantic relationships. Something where it doesn't really matter. It's stupid. It's up in the air. There's not a whole lot of functionality. They go back and forth. They bicker. They argue. They're at each other's necks, like cats and dogs. And they're not really ready for they wasn't really ready for the type of time and attention that you, Taurus, were willing to offer them. And I'm going to be real with you. A lot of people are not. A lot of people, listen, let me be honest. The majority of people are on game time. They're not really being serious. Because the thing is that when it's time for them to actually be in a relationship, they break up underneath the pressure. They don't want to, because being in a relationship, right, when somebody comes to you and they're serious, pressure is on. Now you got to perform. You got to actually show up correctly. You can't just be talking trash. You know, if you talk trash, you got to be able to actually back it up. Because at some point, somebody's going to be like, okay, well, I want to test out what it is that you got. I want to see what you working with. I want to see what you have, right? I want to see what you actually bring to the table. You've been talking so much. Let's actually see what type of time it is. And you're going to have to perform. Not just you, no matter who it is. The person in question is going to have to perform. If they don't, then they're sending a message that they're not meant to be taken seriously. And that's what this person is. This person was sending a message to you from their actions that they're not meant to be taken seriously. When they speak confidently. But their actions, right? You call them, they're not answering the phone. They're giving you all kinds of excuses why they can't do what it is that they say that they're going to do, right? They're trying to find all types of loopholes, right? So what does that tell you, Taurus? What does that show you? It shows that you, Taurus, are the real person in the situation, and you just showed up harder than was expected. They expected you, Taurus, to be on the same type of time where people run their goofy behinds to the internet to talk about how it is that they want real relationships, when they don't even know the definition of the word, because they say that they want a real relationship, But then the way that they actually handle their business off camera when they're not making themselves a victim is that they're giving people a hard time. They're scared than a mug to actually be in a relationship. They ducking and dodging the person. They flaking out on dates because they're socially awkward. Do you know how many people are socially awkward? How many times you will get flaked on? And a lot of times, and this is why it is that I say stop listening to these nonsensical dating coaches and listening to them for face value. If you're going to listen to them, don't listen to them only for face value. Because the way that they'll have you, the way that they'll say, especially on the internet, they'll have you say things like, oh, the person doesn't respect you. Who does this person truly respect for real, for real? Because it seems like the person doesn't actually really respect anybody. And that's my point. The mere fact that this individual over here really, right, would flake. And I'm saying in a situation like that. When a person, to kind of show you an example of what I'm talking about, when a person flakes, they flake because of the fact that they really are afraid a lot of the times. It doesn't necessarily always mean that, but I would say 9 out of 10 times a person, there's just no reason to flake. They flake because they're really scared of a relationship for real, for real. Because when you really get to know it, when you really actually get to understand why they flaked, they don't really be having a real reason why it is that they flaked. They just flake because they're putting on a mask. They'll try to play it like they have something else going on, or you're bums, right? You Taurus should have known better than to actually take them seriously. They're playing. That's the cap. That's the lie. That's them trying to save face. They scared than a mug to actually really get to know somebody who's really kicking it to them like this. When you can see past the mask and see their real face, a lot of the times they be scared. And that's what happened with you. And I'm not making this up for the views. I'm telling you what happened. They got scared because people who spend so much time playing games, they're hyenas. So they're not really serious about, they're not really serious about actually being in a real relationship with you, Taurus. They're really scared than a mug, right? When you come kicking it to somebody for real, if they don't have practice, if they don't have the mindset, if they're not a lion, they're stepping to everybody from a perspective of being a hyena, a person that's wasting their own time, wasting their life, not really being serious. But these are going to be the people that's going to be running to the internet talking about, I want to have somebody. And it's like, but why didn't they take this seriously when they were young? Because they went into this situation lying to themselves like, oh, I could live like this. And they thought wrong. They underestimated that things would change for them. So now the things that the Three of Wands represents, the Three of Wands, the Fool, and the Knight of Wands represents they lost you. They had this opportunity to actually get to know you, Taurus. You would have brought value into their life. But they squandered the opportunity to get to know you. Having cold feet because they were scared, and they still are. That's why they had to give you the runaround. But you, Taurus, don't care. You're moving forward. They squandered their opportunity. And not only are you moving forward, but you're getting to know other people. You're not sitting around waiting, right? Because you didn't gain any issue, right? You basically was trying to call them and get to know them. They were giving you the runaround, and it, just before, or I should say long before things got dysfunctional, you, Taurus, saw the writing on the wall and you said, you know what? This person got too many issues. Let me move on about my business while I still have an opportunity. You, Taurus, are wise. And so the thing is that the Two of Cups, again, you're looking for actual relationship, love. But you're becoming wiser with how you go about doing it. You, Taurus, are realizing that you can't do that with everybody. And that you have to understand what who a person is. And not only for their potential, but what a person is currently. And that don't allow the guesswork, the conjecture, the potentiality that maybe a person can change override the common sense of what it is that you're seeing right now in front of your face. The Eight of Wands and the King of Pentacles right here represents because you, Taurus, have come too far and you've made too much progress and you've made too many good decisions to now fall back into a lot of the same decisions that you were making before, where people don't see your value. Excuse me, I'm lying. They see it, but they're playing like they don't see it intentionally because they really don't want to have to commit. They're used there. They like the foolishness. They are accustomed to the foolishness. They like you being lions, ironically, yourselves, right? Taurus bulls. They like that y'all have integrity, but they don't like the fact that they can't be betas. See, a lot of people don't know what a beta is. A beta is a person calling themselves jumping up in the face of a person that a beta is a person that is bucking the system, trying to jump all up in the face of a person who has their stuff together more than they do. A lot of times people think that betas are weaks, no, that's deltas. Deltas or omegas are people that basically go with the flow, that needs to be led on both sides. Okay? Betas are actually comical. They give people a hard time. You know, a beta, no disrespect, but the Fast and Furious, a beta character, right, from the Fast and Furious franchise would be Roman, played by Tyrese. Like, you know, likes to talk, likes to crack jokes a lot, gives people kind of a hard time, a little bit of a headache, not much to the point where they excommunicate him, but just gives people a headache being a jokester, you know what I'm saying? Likes to buck against Vin Diesel, right, in a joking manner, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like this. Beta. What would be a Sigma? Sigma would be something like Ludacris's character, right? Or more so accurately, Brian's Paul Walker's character, Brian. That's actually a better standalone archetype than the Ludacris. You know, Ludacris's character would actually probably be an Omega. You know what I'm saying? Or a Sigma. You know, so the point that I'm trying to make here with that is that you, Taurus, have come too far. So let's clarify the the King of Pentacles. Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Wands, the Fool, Fool, an unalive card. To clarify the King of Pentacles. So this Eight of Wands and the King of Pentacles represents how, once again, looking for someone that understands value and that values themselves and values other people in a healthy way. Someone that isn't playing like they're ignoring you all day. The Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords represents how a lot of you are you understand that that's what it is that you're looking for. The Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords right here, and you will have to actually put in some effort. Some people are going to be a disappointment because they're going to act like they are ready for it when they're really not. The Seven of Wands and the Fool represents, but you'll walk away. right? Of course, it wouldn't be a Taurus video unless there's Scorpio influence. But that's it. You Taurus are doing what it is that you need to do, what you have to do. You Taurus are actually making very good decisions. A lot of you, like I said before, you're starting to understand when it's an opportune time to get out, when someone is wasting your time just before things get worse or long before things get worse. One of the worst things in the world to do is to get to know somebody and like they're giving you an opportunity to actually get out when you can, and then you stay in too long, right? And then they start up with their antics. No, you Taurus are seeing, okay, it's time to get out. And you're in time and you're getting out while you can with no baggage. And you're just going off. See, that's what makes it so that that's one of the things where you can kind of go talk to other people a little bit more, right? Because you're not accumulating baggage the way that you were if you stay in it, the pool with this person, you messed up, you do all this, then you talking to them, right? Then it's like the two of you can't make things work. Then you gotta stop talking to this person, right? Then you gotta heal. Or maybe for the ones who are inexperienced, right? You go and you dip your toe in, right, to get to know someone else. And then it doesn't work out with them, right? And then you have to take a month, 2 months off, maybe even longer, because now you have to deal with the baggage of 2 relationships. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you still have to take a break regardless of if you get out. Because sometimes even just the problem of like meeting too many people too close together can also accumulate baggage too, right? Because now it's like, you know, it's fatigue. Honestly, it's burnout. So other than that, as of right now, you Taurus are a-okay, right? Just don't approach burnout too much. But that's it. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. I'm at 14,200 and change. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Would really appreciate it if you leave a comment, likes, subscribes. All of that stuff really does help the channel. It really does. It helps me out. Also too, right? Please go ahead and get a reading or buy my books or get the merch, so I can most definitely keep the channel going, because it does help keep the channel up.